Yeah, it is wet. There's still lashing rain and quite strong winds here, but nowhere near as bad as it's been throughout the early hours of this morning and certainly yesterday. Hurricane Ian has now been downgraded to a Category 1 storm as it makes its way across central and eastern Florida, but it was far, far stronger than that when it made landfall not far from here, actually late yesterday afternoon, bringing with it winds well in excess of 100 miles per hour. And it was the water rather than the wind that people were fearing here even before the event, and they were proven correct because it brought with it storm surges of up to 18 feet in certain places. And there are areas of Fort Myers around 5 or 6 miles from here that are still under 4 or 5 feet of water, and we know that people are still awaiting rescue. The city of Fort Myers writing this evening on social media that they're responding to fires, extensive flooding and life-threatening conditions. Here is our report on a devastating day for this part of southwest Florida. There's been absolutely catastrophic damage over a wide part of this coast of Florida. There's also inevitably been loss of life as well. So this is a secondary issue, but it may become a more important one. There are 2.2 million people in this area of Florida this evening still without power. They've been without power for several hours now, and it means that there are families, people who are looking for relatives, for friends, and aren't able to make contact with them. It also means that we're not yet getting a clear picture of the extent of damage in certain places. It's only really when dawn breaks that we'll be able to get a true idea of just what path of destruction Hurricane Ian has wrought, but it's certainly been a devastating event, a catastrophic event for this part of Florida, probably the worst hurricane this particular area has experienced in terms of damage, and one of the worst hurricanes that's made landfall anywhere in the United States.